Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday. It is raining, but we have got the hottest tea for you guys. How have you been? It's been too long without you, but we are here and we are ready to serve tea. This is Let's Talk, and here on your favorite channel, Ebru TV. My name is Lydia KM.
My name is Dana DeGrazia.
And my name is Naomi Womboy.
Oh, this rain.
This rain, I was on a doozy here, please, my friends.
The commitment we have, y'all.
On a dress, in heels.
Did it rain?
Drizzling.
Oh.
Yes.
And you're just there like, please don't slip in the mud.
Like,
Please
oh,
don't
Lord.
slip in the mud.
Just so we can be here on time.
The commitment of women, honestly.
Oh my
Speaking
gosh.
of women, we're going to have a very amazing guest later on, but this is your friendly reminder to note down in your calendar that Mother's Day is this Sunday, y'all.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
We don't want to hear any of our viewers being like, you guys didn't tell me. We're
did.
telling you right now, it's
Yes.
Mother's Day. We hope you're here with her now watching this hot tea because it's time for Hot Talk.
Now, everybody knows that song by Beyonce, I'm a grown woman.
Yes.
Hey. Now, it's kind of one of those things which women feel like a particular age, there's this just air of, I am grown, you know?
Yeah.
You can't do that to me, I'm grown.
Yeah.
I can't be playing with these little boys, I'm grown.
Yeah.
But to whom much is given, much is expected, my dear friends. So when you are a grown woman, there's some things which, you know, they're not rules, but they're just kind of said things that, you know, you shouldn't do when you're a grown woman, you know? As we're talking, why not get on the SMS line? It's 40975, and the hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk. Tell us what some of you are, so, you know, sharing is caring. One of the ones which I think grown women really, let's not do it, staggering our club drunk. I feel like that's when you were a kid.
That's a no-go.
Staggering
When
out
does
of a
that
club
age
drunk.
begin then? Because I'm 25 and I feel grown, but
I know,
I
right?
still, I'll get
Sometimes
lit.
you get to
Personally,
that
no, you can
point.
get
I'll get
lit, but you cannot be getting carried while
Cut-
we're
yeah.
wasted.
Oh, you're
at a
right. You're
particular time.
absolutely right. You got to have that limit. You know, people
You're
expect
grown.
it out of
Yes.
a 19-year-old.
Yes.
Expect it out of a 25-year-old.
Exactly. For me, that's my one. Like, you know, when I feel like what are the things which I really am not trying to be doing, I can't be going in these clubs, all types of like the time of the night as well. Why are you getting out there at 5?
True.
Serious. Like, get in there late, get out there early, and just, you know, go and get your beauty sleep. Yeah. What about you?
I think one of mine would be, don't be dependent on a man. Do
Okay.
not be dependent on a man. No matter if it's your sponsor, your whatever. Like, make sure you have your own. Make sure you have something to, like, fall back on.
Even
Make
if
sure
he
you
takes
have-
care of you, though.
Even if he takes care of you,
Okay.
make sure you have another separate account.
Yeah.
Just in case he
Independent.
decides to
Yes.
leave.
Yes.
That's definitely one of my big ones.
Yeah.
I could see that. The first thing that came to mind for me, because personally, don't tell women what to do. Don't tell anybody what to do. But there are certain things that I'm like grossed out by when you're an adult. One thing is, I don't understand if you're a grown person and you like don't eat healthy or you don't take care of yourself. Like, you graduated from uni and here you are like your diet is based upon like noodles and
Yeah.
ketchup. Like, you need to get it together and eat a vegetable.
Because after a certain
Yes.
age, your
Yeah.
body...
Adulthood means that your body is going to change and grow, and if
Yep.
you don't take care of it, it's not going to be there for very long. And that just grosses me out. I had an ex-boyfriend who didn't eat vegetables. Needless to say, it did not last long.
That's dumb. You know, like,
That's dumb.
you know, like, that's dumb. First of all, there are financial limits for everyone. So, you know, maybe when people don't have as much, they buy in masses. So sometimes health is not always the priority. So we can understand. But when you have the wherewithal, you've got that check, you're grown, you're educated,
Yeah.
you know, you know that you should be doing it. But it's like, it's health.
I don't like
you know,
skooma. I
also,
don't like spinach.
like, not taking seriously, like, you know, like going to the doctors when you don't feel well.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh, it will pass. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the older you get, the more your body's like, sis, slow down.
Honestly.
So ignoring the doctor's order or saying that, you know, especially guys, I'm too grown to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Why?
I
You're
find that
not.
even like my dad, like when he gets sick and stuff, the older like these Kenyan men are, they're like, oh, I don't need the
don't
doctor.
wanna be told.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Another thing is like having people around you who you're always catfighting about. We are too grown for frenemies.
Yeah.
Like, if you're either my friend or you're not. You know, when you were younger, it's like, you know, the lines were blurred. Does she like me? Does she know?
And like
So
the cliques were different.
Yeah. But now when you're grown, like the friendships which you have around should also be mature. What do you guys talk about? Is it you just talk about other people? Is it just gossip? That's not grown.
But the
you know?
situation should be mature. Like, I don't necessarily need you to be friends with everybody, but if you have an issue with me and you're just like stewing in your own mess about it, like, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
And you're just like creating the energy in the room different. And it's just immature like that. I mean, high school cliquey crap is not
that's
not my thing.
As they say,
So
birds
much
of a
waste.
feather flock together. It's
Yeah.
who you surround yourself with,
It's
that
true.
positive energy.
Get rid of those
that
bad
Yeah,
Thank
when
you.
you take that step forward as a grown woman, like let your friends be coming with you. Because if they're
Yes.
not, you're actually just saying about the little girls and you say you're grown. Another thing, I don't know if we agree on this one.
I'm leaning away already.
I think, I don't know. It's dating bad boys.
Ooh.
Yes.
Man.
Okay, as a grown woman,
Yes,
yeah.
the category of who
Yeah.
you're dating right now should not be like, oh my God, when he comes in the room, everyone is scared of him, or like he's got just this thing. You're whole grown, a whole woman. You're thinking about your future as far as who's going to be the father of your children, if that's what you're thinking about. If that's what you're thinking about. What you're weighing out is like somebody who's going to come and bring stability, not even stability, at least somebody who you can rely on. Not the person who's going to go off for 2-3 weeks and then come back and be like, oh,
I think that means
I was just, I don't know.
that means more about like you as a grown person need to also have better judgment. Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Because it's like there's a big difference in like the bad boy category of like looks kind of bad, looks kind of edgier. Like me, I look edgier and I don't look like I did a good wife.
bad boys, we're referring to the
But
character of the
you're
person,
talking about
you know?
like the character of the person. I feel like what that really leads to is this rule of like stop dating people who hurt you.
Yeah.
Like point blank, not even a category, not even like anything like that.
But we're
Just
talking about
stop
being in
hurting
a
yourself.
relationship, right? Not friends
dating-
with benefits.
Stop doing anything with people that hurt you. Even if friends with benefits, what's the benefit of getting hurt? I don't care how good he is. If you leave and you feel bad about yourself, then whatever he just gave you clearly didn't do anything because you're not leaving in a good mood.
Yeah, it's true. Like it's part of taking care of yourself, like emotionally.
Self-love.
Your emotional health is also just as important. So when you're around and you're dating all these, like, you know, guys who really are just there for a good time, not a long time, which is fine. When you're just leaving yourself, like, you know, just hurt, then guess what? It's going to be a bit more difficult maybe for the next relationship and the other one. It's part of kind of this mature phasing, you know, the things which you analyze when you're trying to date someone are, you know, more of like, you know, is it going to be good for me? Is it going to be healthy? You might have children. You know, you might be a single mom. Is it going to be good to my child, you know? And a guy who all he wants to do is drink all the time and chase females, and you're always finding like Sijui War on his phone. I don't think that's a grown one. But if you're there, no judgment.
No judgment, girl. Just be happy.
Everyone gets to that stage in a different time, but sis, we are absolutely wishing you the best. You know,
Absolutely.
you can do it.
Absolutely, y'all. I don't know any person who hasn't gone through those stages of like, this relationship simply isn't for me. This relationship isn't gonna last. And we talk a lot here about red flags. But like we gotta go over like again, what are the things that like point blank you see in a relationship you've had or other people have where you just know your relationship is like doomed? Or what was the moment things shifted for you? That's tough.
If I don't admire you, like if you know when I was younger, my first serious relationship, I was 18. And as we got older, you know, the things I cared about when I was 18 weren't the ones I was caring about when I was 21, when we now broke up. So I wanted to, you know, to see a man who was growing, you know, growing to be kind of somebody who I could admire. And then the things which I wanted in a man changed as well. So I knew, I think we were doomed when I realized this is not someone who I could see, like, you know, leading us, or somebody who I could, you know, go to and be like, okay, so how can I do this and how can I do that, you know? I started seeing like, you know, maybe I was just moving up a little faster, especially as far as maturity. So for me, there's no way I'm trying to get in a relationship with a man who I feel is behind me. You know? So
I definitely think, like, as I matured, I'm looking for a guy that, you know, you always want the guy that wants to settle down. But not even necessarily, but somebody who's like trying to take steps further and
Thinks
like a business partner, you know, trying to start a business with you, trying to better yourself.
Absolutely. I could see that. Man, I don't want to go over the various steps of how I knew my failed relationships are gonna fail. Leave me out of it.
Speaking of relationships, it's 2019, and we see a lot of like women proposing to men. Nowadays, you know, it's like the roles are switched. But there was this one socialite in the media, and she proposed to her man, but she didn't do it cheaply. She paid $400K for a ring and proposed to him.
What man's ring is
$400K. I mean, the girl must have got money. Yeah, like bank.
Let me tell you, I believe that you should do what you want, whatever works for your relationship, do it. But I've always been like, I cannot propose to myself. Why would I do it? Personally, I just wouldn't. However, the socialite made a good point. There are plenty of households where the woman is the one who's facilitating her ratio. She's the one who gave that guy the money to even get the ring. And then she'll be like, oh my God, he's proposing. Instead of all that, like, you know, she's just being upfront and she's saying, I am going to propose to him. I paid for the money. There's no need to be hiding. So I prefer the lady who's going to be like, listen, you know, you can't afford it, I can afford it, let's do this, as opposed to pretending behind closed doors that he's the one who's doing it.
But no, I feel like that kind of hurts a man's pride a little bit. I mean, listen, your relationship is your own. Before we get too deep into it, I think this little meme that we were sent also covers this. It says, be a girl with a mind, a woman with attitude, and a lady with class. So how many people can be like, I am all of these things, independent woman, I want to propose to my man, like do all these things. Sometimes it can cover a lot. Someone also said kuvaa t-shirts za promotion kwa nyumba should be on the top of the list, but I don't know what that means. There's other ones that say, Ebru TV, let's talk. House of Goddess, is there a way of committing a crime on live TV? I think I'm under arrest. Don't know what you mean there, guy.
I don't either.
Don't know, but his tagline is I am Kenyan, so good for you. Oh, they're referring to our guest that is going to be here. So we're going to keep that a little bit more secret because we don't want to give nothing away.
Well, me personally, I like the old school way, and I think the man has to propose to me, and he's gonna have to find the money to get the ring. It doesn't have to be expensive, but I like the old school.
A little
way.
starter, because I know plenty of people who will get like their first ring. Like my first ring, it was just like the ring to do it because like legally, even when you get married, you have to have this ring. And so you just needed it. But now we're like planning ahead, and you know, you might even design your own. You might even do this stuff. You can change it every like 5 or 10 years. I know people who have done that. So I feel like the emphasis being on the ring is almost like a side sweep to me. The idea that she's just so blunt of like, he can't afford it and I can, so I'm just gonna do what I want. I'd be curious to see how he feels about it. And now that they're getting married, is it still gonna be her money is her money and his money is his money? Or are they gonna join?
First of all, in any relationship I've seen where the woman is going towards proposing the ring, the dynamics are that way. There's, you know, if the dynamics are like, you know, he's the man, he's the one who's going to propose, unless you've lost your mind, you're not about to do it because you know him. You know he's gonna be like, are you crazy? From these pictures, this looks like, first of all, the age gap looks serious.
The age gap is so obvious.
The age gap is so serious. And look, he's very happy to have this. He's very happy to be proposed to. So the dynamics of relationship must be, he probably could even foresee that she'll probably propose.
Let me keep my shade to myself then.
Let me tell you, like, what works for sis over there might not work for me. But for me, as I said, the point which I make is that it's upfront. If those are the dynamics, why are we hiding? You know? But let me tell you, this is like a hot topic. So hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk, and our SMS line is 40975. Question, where's your ring?
My ring is in my wallet because I removed...
Dun, dun, dun.
You guys, all right, let me say it right now, okay? There are 2 instances where Jasper and I both remove our rings. Number 1, we remove them when we work out because I do kickboxing and you can't punch in a ring. Number 2, I remove it for photo shoots because I don't like access jewelry, you could say, I guess. But let me just be real. I'm not the one who's ever lost a ring in my relationship before, so I'm just gonna keep it
okay.
quiet. I'm not saying
Is that shit?
hypothetically speaking, he might have lost his ring in a rugby game like 2 weeks after we got married.
What? 2 weeks? Were you angry?
He lost it. No, because he thought, I guess he wanted to keep it close to him or something. He put it in the little like mouth guard pocket of his shorts, and of course it comes out. You're playing rugby.
Yeah.
And it was sweet because he stayed back with like all of his friends, and they scoured the entire pitch for it. But it was like, babe, there's no way you're gonna find it. It's fine. Like, you didn't throw it into the ocean. It wasn't on purpose. But now, as far as I'm concerned, if I forget, I'm like, I'm still married, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, for me, the one thing which is like, oh my God, as far as getting married is having to wear the ring. I never have rings on.
Yeah.
It's just so irritating to my fingers. So maybe we do like the, the new school tattoo vibe.
I don't recommend doing that.
Why?
Because a tattoo is a permanent thing, and
sure. You can get it removed.
But if you're going in it,
not already are.
listen, if you're going in there, you know, head first, you know?
And you can always get it removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can change up the wording, do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I still love my husband. I still have my ring. Okay, nobody come for me.
Nobody come for her. Anyway, guys, so, I mean, it was the Met Gala not too long. I think it was 2 days ago or a day ago. And you know all the stars come out to show out.
Yes.
This year's theme was camp. So that is extraordinary, out of this world, funky. So we're just going to go through some of the pictures and see who did it good, who did it bad. Shady McShade over here is going to take the lead on the shade.
Can't wait.
Cinderella!
Cinderella and the chandelier from Cinderella.
The chandelier.
The chandelier was
do you remember the candle guy from Cinderella Lumiere?
Yeah.
That's like Lumiere's great grandmother.
Nice. Great grandma mine. I'm sure she would love that. Do you know what? When I think of what the theme is, I mean, that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
First of all, Lady Gaga's amazing, but she looks like, what's that?
But she took this off.
Yeah,
she
she
took
had taken this
She had something else and then
She
another
had
thing.
multiple outfits.
Yeah.
So I have to give her credit for that.
I loved this. I loved this.
For a second, I thought all of
And
these
her
eyelash.
eyelashes,
you could see them from a mile
amazing.
away.
She looks
Yeah.
very doll. She
I
did
loved
it well.
She did.
I don't like the themed camp, so she just went for it. Who can do
So
rock
nice.
Nothing. You can't do anything.
She looked
Amazing.
camp. She was one of the people who hit it completely.
Yes.
And also she always represents black women in their hair.
Yes.
So as you can see here, she's doing it with
the
a
fro
comb.
picks.
I always expect that she's going to do something funky and very representative of African hair.
Yes.
So yeah, I
And
love
she
this.
did like wild colors with which a lot of people didn't do.
I don't know
And the
why I
eyes.
didn't like it as much.
I think it's because
I don't know
it's not like
why.
super. Let's be real. It's not a very elegant looking thing.
It's not, but it's
high
camp. You're
fashion.
supposed to
It's
look
campy.
crazy.
Yeah.
And
It's
the
like a
makeup as
theater
well.
major.
Super.
Yeah, very.
The makeup was like
She
to
hit
the point.
mark on what the theme was.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
No photos, please. I hate when people wear anything
With
Like
writing on
words.
it.
Yes, that's supposed to be fancy with words.
No.
The only
that's
person who
so-
did it well was the guy who wore a blazer.
Yeah,
And the back
yeah.
of his jacket was a statement that said, "Black drag queens invented camp."
Yes, it was
Yes.
black
That
men. Was it
that
black men?
Black drag queens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Invited.
Like that one. Leave it alone. You're making a statement. This
Yes.
this thing, you're
There's
dumb.
no
I don't like
and
it.
you're taking a photo.
Exactly.
So it didn't work.
Exactly.
No, I don't like it. And I don't like the dress either. I think it's just there.
This looks dumb to me. I feel like I've seen that pattern with like the weird writing on so many different things.
I don't think it was that extraordinary. So as
Yeah,
far as
it's
like
not
the
extraordinary.
theme,
Wasn't.
no, like
And
would
she's
you
wearing
think,
a vest, you guys.
I mean, the question you guys to analyze is a drag queen, a campy drag queen. Would you find
Would you
them
wear
in
that?
this?
Yeah.
And if not, then
Then
so
it
yeah,
doesn't work.
this looks just okay.
This gets a average. Meh.
Even this is alright.
Anything short is
so-
like
yeah,
it
it's
was
hard to
okay.
be extravagant in something tiny.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You don't have a lot of
okay.
room.
Yeah.
And is that
And
like
if
Gwen
we were
Stefani?
told that they were in another event, would accept it. So
Yeah, if
Maybe
they were
for
like
like the after party.
Yeah.
exactly. Maybe she just like wanted to move around more.
yeah,
Fabulous. Why not?
I feel like they did
Yeah.
a fair drag for the
Absolutely.
guys. There were some of the guys who actually tried because
Who really
every other
tried.
guy just walked in with like a suit with a bit of a sparkle on the arm, and that
it
was
like,
camp to them.
Meh.
Yeah, so this one, they tried. A for effort, you guys.
Absolutely. But there were the highlights, because there are some people like,
Cardi B.
Cardi won the Met Gala, guys.
She did.
Definitely
Cardi won the gala.
Yes.
Like, how many people had to carry that train?
She looks
is
like-
what I
It
want
it probably took a year to make
She's
this.
like the
Yes.
most delicious strawberry
Yes.
jam smudge.
And
Yes.
She looks so good.
she's camp on average.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
like you
She
know,
had to go bigger.
She had to go big.
She
I
had to
love
go
the
this
head.
way.
Yeah,
the head
the
piece,
head, yeah.
the whole
Queen
thing.
of
I
Hearts
love it.
vibes. Like,
love it.
Very avant-garde. Like, she didn't dumb anything down.
And I love
there.
that she was on her own, because sometimes when you come with your guy, he makes your outfit look less.
He does.
Yes.
He does.
If he does not go
This is
all out.
fancy date night.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And
So
he just disappeared.
Cardi for me won.
Cardi
I
won,
hope you guys,
definitely.
we show one other person who I thought did it so good.
Yeah, there's a few other people that I think did incredibly well.
Next,
But Cardi
please.
She did fantastic.
No.
Boo! First of all, how many
No,
times
no,
have you
no.
seen Kim Kardashian in a dress like this?
Yes, exactly.
And
I
And
think
then
she was
Kanye,
so
Kanye
hard.
looks like he forgot that he was coming
yeah,
to the Met Gala.
just the Yeezy
Like,
dress down.
I think
He
Kim's
ruined her
dress was
outfit.
so really
So bad.
really for camp.
So bad.
Camp.
But you know what it is about Kim? I genuinely feel like she dresses how she wants, doesn't really care about the theme.
Yeah.
Because this is her aesthetic, you guys.
Yeah.
She did not step out of the box at all for this. She was just like, I'm going to show off my body because that's what I do. And Kanye, listen, Kanye's going through some real hard times
Yeah.
mentally.
Apparently his
Like,
outfit was
all the time.
$43.
$43. Get out of here.
How can
But
you
you know,
wear
I
an
feel-
outfit that's $43 and you sell
and
a
you
T-shirt
sell-
for $600
Exactly.
or
Yeah,
something? Like,
let me tell you, I feel like
Get out
Kanye
of here,
came
go
to be
away.
ironic.
Yeah.
And he does that all the time. He comes and he's just
Yep.
like, oh, you guys wanted me to be in all white,
Yep.
dark black, or something
Yeah.
like that. He does that
Kanye
as
West
I'm Kanye, so I do what I
is
want.
annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, I could
Yeah.
have like, here is my hot take. Kanye West is
hold
annoying.
on.
Katy
This-
Perry as the burger,
Yeah,
I
you dumb.
loved it.
No,
I hate it.
Yes.
Maybe
I
this is
hated
like
that.
Katy Perry.
Yes.
I hated
This
that.
isn't-
She's not easy to like.
This isn't. She isn't
She's
easy
not
to like.
easy to like,
This
no.
to me is not camp. To me, it's not super.
No, this wasn't her
creative.
dress for the Met.
This is
she
what?
changed after.
So she just
Okay.
decided
Yeah.
she woke up.
To
I'm gonna
wear
do
a
I'm gonna do
burger.
I
a
love
burger.
it. Do you know what? That's it. It's extraordinary. It's out of
No.
here. It's completely out of here. I love
beyond
it.
She,
outta
yeah,
here.
she looks.
It's
just,
beyond
no,
out
she
here.
looks like a
Yeah.
Halloween costume.
Yeah, she
It
does.
does.
It has no
It
Glam.
yeah, it has no direction.
Nothing.
It has no
It
glam.
looks like she paid an overpriced designer to
I'm
make
here
her
for
a
that.
burger.
I'm here for the fact that there's no glam with
Yeah.
it.
Sure.
Yes! These were my absolute
Really?
favorite after Cardi B. Yeah.
I have mixed
I
feelings
disagree.
about that.
I love
Did you see
Kendall.
the memes?
I mean, Kylie's.
Did you see the memes
Yes,
that
the white
they
chicks.
look like they're from
They
like
do.
white chicks
Yeah.
or
Yes.
something? And
No.
yes,
Number
they
one,
do.
I love
yes.
these.
Number two, I think
Yes.
they look like extras in that scene from the Hunger Games movie where they're at the party.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
look like the people in the
Oh my
background.
God!
Yeah,
I
they do.
love this.
Really?
I love the
Really?
Kylie's head to toe. I love.
Meh.
I feel like I could totally
There were
get that.
people who
Maybe.
Kendall,
did better.
Could've
Kendall,
done
I
better.
feel like she's tall, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, and I think it's camp. For me, I loved this. I was
Meh.
obsessed with
No.
Kendall's, like completely obsessed.
I
with
feel
that.
like when you have the money that the Kardashians have, they could have gone so much bigger.
Oh, yeah.
How come they're the
yeah.
Kardashians and Cardi B, who like essentially just stepped on the scene?
But let me tell you,
is outshining.
here's the thing. Yeah, they're always looking to look cute.
That's another reason.
Yeah,
they don't
always,
step out of their
they
aesthetic.
tend to
Yeah.
go with cute.
Yeah.
Any of them, if you see them without something that's body hugging, something is wrong.
Something is wrong.
So
They're
because you
trying.
always go that, then of course you have some limits. As
Yeah.
far like Kim, we know your body is gorgeous. You could have
Yeah.
done anything crazy.
You could have worn a bra
gone
like
out
that.
there. Yeah. So I particularly love these.
Meh. This one, I'm sorry.
I didn't like this, but I think
She
it
does
hit the
not-
theme.
It did
This is
hit the
definitely
Very campy.
black drag queenish or
Not-
the la la
yeah.
la,
Yeah.
but I don't like the look myself.
I don't think that it. She has an amazing dancer's body. Of
course.
I don't think it's cut in such a way that it does her justice.
I think she looks fantastic. Oh my
I
god!
think she looks
No,
good.
I
I,
think
don't
she
think
looks
it's cut in a way where it does her
insane.
justice.
but I don't exactly like it.
I think the color is great. I think the hair is dope. I feel like the way that it's cut makes her look incredibly square.
It's probably just, first of all, I think it's because she's a dancer. She's not as curvy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not. But it might just be the angle of the photo.
Also, I think the problem with this photo is it's a photo of her in a green dress in front of a person in a green dress.
This is something that hits.
I love Janelle Monáe.
Yes.
She has amazing
Yes,
style.
she
She's
does.
phenomenal. I think she nailed it, but she's part of the community anyway, so I feel like she understands it better.
Oh, yeah,
Like she's part of the
definitely.
LGBT community.
Yeah.
I love the you know, because of the wind, her eye was like going down
Blinking.
up.
Yeah.
I loved
It
that.
was blinking.
I think this was extraordinary. I think she was
Yes.
one of the people. And then the hats that were like three, four hats on top of
the
each
Mad
other.
Hatter looking
I
Alice.
love it.
This is really like Alice in Wonderland. Like,
I love it so much.
but she does this well. She does it very, very well.
She does. Who else do we have?
Who else can we judge? I love it. I can do this all day. Whew.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I don't know
love
who
this.
this is, but I love
can't
it.
even
I
see
don't either.
that.
I can't see.
No,
Because
I can't.
J-Lo is in something similar. Like this is
But her
toned
head,
down.
whatever is here.
Yeah.
But I love this.
Yeah.
This
I
is
definitely
glam.
do.
This is camp. This you would
Is
definitely see a drag queen
she-
wearing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
She looks like a
Easily.
beautiful icicle.
I think she looks
Definitely.
great. This
1000%.
really hit it for
Yeah.
sure. That's not this year. Rihanna didn't go.
That's not this year.
Rihanna didn't go this
But she
year.
also looks fantastic.
But she always
does.
looks fantastic. She always hits it.
It's hard
the
to
nail on the
say,
head.
yeah. Anything
she always
she wears.
looks good. She always looks good. But she wasn't
But
here
she
this
looks
year.
like she's covered in like oven mitts.
I think this year she looked amazing as well because the bottom, I think her legs were out and it looked so
She looks like
good.
a beautiful pile of
We already
socks.
said no to
We've
this.
already
We
judged
already
her,
said
and
no.
Already
I
said
will
no.
continue to judge her
But
harshly.
as always,
Even the color is
beautiful body.
terrible.
I
But
feel
even
like
the,
she-
even the color is terrible.
I feel like she kind of does the same thing over and
She
over and
does.
over again.
I
She
think
looks
so.
like she crawled into a giant stocking, okay?
Yeah.
Like, she looks like she's wearing one giant legging.
Yeah.
I
Gross.
feel like she looks fantastic. She just did not hit the theme.
Yeah.
You know? Help us judge them. Help us judge
me
these
ju- as if I
people
need help
as
judging.
if we, you know, because we're here on the other side watching them go to this Met Gala. So
Yes.
why don't we do our very best
Be
to
mean.
judge their outfits and be mean? Anyway, the hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk, and the hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk. SMS line is 40975. Do we have any feedback?
We had a lot of active people.
We did.
Go, the guests.
Yeah, do you know what? I think some of them are for the guests. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna hold on the feedback. You continue. First of all, continue asking us any questions which you have. We'll be answering
Absolutely.
them after the break. Also, if you have anything you want to say to our guests, because we know some of you know who we're bringing.
Yes.
Should we give them a hint?
What kind of hint?
The hint is
Think Lil Wayne, Miss Officer.
Yes, yes.
Yes, think Lil Miss Officer.
Yes.
cuff me now.
Yes. We want to know. We want to know all your thoughts. The hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk. The SMS us at 40975, and we'll be right back after this.
We will be right back after this break, but make sure you continue talking to us on the SMS line and the hashtag. We'll be reading the feedback after this break. See you soon.
Yes, we have more coming in.
Yes, we do.
Shall I?
Like,
I feel like we have more time with you guys.
Oh, can I read the feedback then?
Yes, read the feedback. Welcome back to the show. This is Let's Talk. Please stay on the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk. And the SMS line 40975. Now, we told you we had a special guest who was coming. Unfortunately, here in Nairobi, the traffic is really bad. And unfortunately, she's stuck in traffic. But we're hoping she'll be here before the end of the show. But it's Constable Brenda. Now, she came to be
Breaker
known
of the internet.
for breaking the internet, for being a very gorgeous policeman. I guess people don't tend to associate policeman with being this beautiful. She's, you know, she's got her hair done really nice. You know, she just looks great. So she came into the limelight, but she is in fact a single mom of a beautiful daughter, and she's a really inspiring figure for a lot of women. So we're hoping she'll be here soon. Do you have any feedback for us, Dana?
Yes, I do. So, of course, because of the guest, everyone knows who she was.
Yeah.
Beautiful face broke the internet. Someone just says, if she arrests me, I'm guilty as charged.
Guilty as
So
charged.
she has some fans, and she's not even at
does.
the table yet.
Yes.
Another good question for when she does get here is how does she find a balance between work and family life? And she calls her Miss Pretty Cop. Thank you, Laura. The next one is the one who hit on her, who says, how do you commit a crime on TV? Other than that, we have another person who says, girls want attention, women want respect. And I believe that that's probably in reference to
Being a grown woman.
yeah, how to be a grown woman. The next one from Elizabeth. Most guys age 25 and above nowadays are not ready for marriage. So I guess there is the argument of like how grown does a man be once he's ready for marriage? Because a lot of women are feeling even like any man under the age of 30 is not going to get married.
I mean, it's not always good to put people. I used to be ageist. Hi, my
You
name
used
is
to be
Lydia,
ageist?
and I used to be. I'm a recovering ageist.
Welcome, Lydia.
I used to judge, especially guys, for their age because we are always told women mature faster, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. So everyone who approaches you who's younger, you automatically kind of. This one's immature, whatever.
yeah,
Don't do
definitely.
it. When God's gift comes, it's not going to be wrapped the way you think it is, sis. So
True.
you're allowed to give room for someone to be able to, stand up and see if they are mature. Really, they're just,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
And the last one, speaking of maturity, from a man called Kennedy, 400K. Walala. Some of these girls can't even pay lunch. Man.
They can't. It's true. It is
Maybe
what
they
it
can,
is.
they just don't want to feed you.
Yeah.
But that is, for now, all the feedback we have today until people stop writhing from the Met Gala outfits.
Yeah.
Whew. But shall we move on to one of our favorite segments?
Yeah, thank you so much for all your feedback, guys. Continue
Absolutely.
talking to us. And as we said, the SMS line is 40975 and the hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk. There's an announcement, by the way, we want to make for you guys.
Oh, yes.
We are head to head fighting each
Yes.
other. We will be fighting each other this Friday. Yes, I mean fist to
Oh, I
fist
can't wait.
in the face. And whoever wins will be the head of the world or something. But yeah, we're
There you
talking
have
about our themed show. It's going to be Afrocentric, so very African, and we'll see who hits the theme the best. So don't forget to be here on Friday at 6 and make sure that you vote for your favorite.
Oh, there's this thing in Kenya going around where some schools are not admitting children with single mothers.
From single parents.
From single
parents.
like parent homes. Like it's just crazy and ridiculous. But you also find that in like apartment buildings,
Yep.
different things.
Churches, I've heard.
Churches.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one.
People want that.
Yeah, you
People
must
want
be
that
married.
aesthetic, you know?
It's just, absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy. And what do you guys think?
So I think this is interesting. It's funny that this comes up like the week of Mother's Day Eve,
Right?
know.
And talking about single parents, because if I'm not mistaken, our guest is also a single
single
parent,
parent. She is.
like many other women in Kenya. I think it's just weird because number one, it's like school fees are school fees, man. If
Yeah.
that woman can afford sending her kids to school, why are you sending them away just because like you like the aesthetics, you know? To me, it just doesn't make sense. I still stand by my statement previously when we talked about apartment buildings. Don't be a family and move into a dang college hostel, man. Go away. Get away from college students.
Yeah.
Churches, I think religious buildings, it's kind of hypocritical if you were to send away a single parent, you know? But I feel like aesthetics are a really huge deal to
But I feel
people.
like that's just crazy. Like when you're enrolling your children in school, do you have to write down that you're married? Like
I
what?
think they more think about it's the same way
The
I had a high
income?
school. When I was in high school, not only income, they would vehemently try and get the girls who were pregnant to quit school, to like go to a different school or go to online school.
Yeah.
And they put it under this guise of like, oh, you know, high school is going to be really hard for you
Yeah.
and to be pregnant is going to be a big deal. But the reality is they didn't want a bunch of pregnant girls walking around
Yeah.
and have, you know, the superintendent and people seeing them being pregnant.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people see these kids and, you know, it's like once it sort of gets out that they're from a single family, questions get asked and schools just don't deal with that.
Yeah.
Like they're judgy.
Let me take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I am a representative of a single parent home. Now, as I said, it's no one desired that. My parents did not want to be separated, but whatever happened, happened. Now, this is a funny thing to me when it comes to single, how people perceive single parent homes. Let's assume we're just talking about single mom homes, right? Now, if you're going to stop the single moms from coming to the church, I hope you're stopping the absent father from coming from the church.
Yeah.
Because how does how does it become a single mom situation? Number one, it could be death.
Yeah.
Right? And whose fault was that?
Yeah.
It's just death. Number two, it could be that they just broke up. So that means the other partner is also just as you know, they're also just to blame for this situation. So you are being essentially typecasted because you are the one taking care of the kids. Because maybe that man is with another family, but he can come into the church. You know, he's married now.
Because you can't tell when he's there.
You can't tell. So this, the typecasting with single moms comes from something that it took two people to do. Right? And it only falls down to the single mom. So I think it's hypocritical. I think it's crazy. And it's not every single person from a single parent home who turns out the way you think they would turn out. You know what I mean? There's plenty of homes, plenty of single parent homes where the structure is still good, the values that the children are being told, are being taught are still good, and they're upstanding people, you know? And guess what? You, let's say you're a lady, or you're a man and you judge single parent home, you are one moment away from being there. Guess why? You don't know when you'll be left. You don't know when, God forbid, your partner will pass. You know, so like the single parent, it's something that could happen to anyone. You know what I mean? And there's this lady who said, she used to judge single parent homes, you know, but all it had to happen was her husband passed away. And now everywhere she goes, she's got that kind of
the
stigma
scarlet A
attached to her, and she did nothing to deserve it. You know what I mean? Let's be better people as far as how we're judging. You know, I do appreciate that there are some things that come when there's not the two parents are not home. There could be a lot of kids do end up in the prison system. They do end up like maybe in drugs or anything like that. But so do children from
that
both
you
parents.
Just made me think of something really important. Do you think that these, specifically you could say schools or maybe even daycares and stuff, could be turning away these people, and if they have a right to, just because the idea of like a kid from a single parent is like, this kid's going to be trouble, like this kid's going to be too active, this kid's going to be, you know, tough to discipline, we don't want to deal with them. I mean, in kind of a way,
possibly.
And that's why I said that possibility.
You have the right to reserve.
The typecasting, the typecasting doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from these tests that have been done. There's a lot of studies that have been done where there's not even when they smoke there's fire. There's studies that have been done that show that there's a positive correlation between children from single parent homes and prison, longer prison sentences, being young offenders, behavioral issues. There are studies that have been done. You know
and I'm not gonna lie, growing up, like even my cousin, she came from a single parent home. She was wild and crazy.
She is
a lot of my friends that I saw growing up in single parent homes, they're the wild ones. Like
you have half.
You're not that wild.
You have half the discipline in a single parent home, and I think that that's kind of thing, and not even like to discredit the parent, but it's like you're one parent doing the work of two. And if I want to be, you know, a little bad kid, I can get away with more.
They can.
And the problem is also that I found, like, I have a cousin, like my aunt raised her kids as a single mom. You know, they kind of got divorced when they were younger. And, you know, the reaction she had to it is to become incredibly strict to the point where, like, she almost stopped talking to my father for allowing me to move to Kenya. She thought that it was the dumbest decision he could have made. She didn't let her kids on Facebook, social media, anything for a long time. And the problem with that is the moment my cousin turned 18, he wanted to get away from her so badly. He moved into a trailer that is outside of a building his father takes care of. Like, when you are the only face that a kid sees, it's really challenging to not be blamed for everything. And the schools and the churches, all in that, like, are just like, we would rather be seen as jerks than deal with your kids sometimes.
Yeah, but see,
It's
here's the
hard.
thing, like the point you just made now is that when somebody's in a single parent home, they're getting half the parenting, or the person is having to do the job
Half
of,
the discipline,
of two
not
people.
half the parenting. Because I don't want
half the
to. I don't want to
discipline,
discredit
half
the
the
parent.
whatever. Sorry,
Yeah.
because the other person, the other parent is not there.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, that weight always goes on that parent.
Yeah.
You know, the parent who's actually actively there.
Yeah.
Trying to do the job for the two people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we do not get enough noise of, first of all the reasons that why those things that happen in single parent home is because of this absent person.
Yeah.
Not because of this present person.
Not the present
They're
person, the
here.
absent
Yeah.
person.
Yes, the psychological damage that comes with not having the other parent, the problems, the behavioral problems, because, you know, you always have that, why is my dad not here? Why is my mom not here?
Yeah.
Those come because of the absent parent. So
Yeah.
for me, as much as those things are there, I wanted to be pushed more towards these things happen because this person was absent, not because you are because you were raised by a single mom. It's
Yeah.
because your father was not present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I mean, but Lydia, you were raised in a single parent
I
home.
was.
You were raised so how was that like growing up?
Let me
Like-
tell you.
Do you feel like you
My
got away
mom,
with a lot?
Yeah.
my mom is as African as they get. School was non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Bad grades, absolutely not. My mom's question
Who do
is,
you think
are
you
you
are?
being fed? Do you have clothes?
Yeah.
Where are the grades?
Where are you lacking?
Did
know
you
what I
ever
mean?
get away with a lot of stuff? Like, did you go
Are you
out?
being serious?
Did you
First
go
of all,
out,
we are two
sneak
of
out?
us. I did used to sneak
Yeah,
out.
I feel like, yeah,
sneaking
the sister
out.
gang.
But here's the
You
thing,
cover
I
for each
rebelled
other.
from my mom kind of being strict, not because there weren't enough strictness,
Yeah.
it's because she was being super
So
strict.
strict. 'Cause
she
But it
was
wasn't like, you know, I
compensating
would love to
almost.
tell you guys these stories of like danger and lifestyle
Yeah.
of drugs and stuff. It wasn't like that. I just snuck out, I think, once or twice.
Yeah.
You
But
little
you know,
bad
it's
girl.
because my mom needed to be strict because there is that stigma,
Yeah.
and I can see how there's protective parenting
Yeah.
when, you know, everyone's judging you. You know, when somebody gets arrested, this young man from a single parent home, then how do you expect the moms who are taking care of these kids to act? They're gonna act from a point of, oh my God, I don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I better be strict because,
Yeah.
you know, when this happens, it's
Yeah.
all gonna fall because it's a single mom. Every decision I've made has really had more to do of me searching my
Yeah.
dad not being around
Yeah.
rather than my mom's parenting. She was a phenomenal parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and me and my sister, we're doing all right.
I think
We're not doing
there
too
has
bad.
to be, and this is a guess, and again, like, get on the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk, and also text in your responses to 40975, because I think an interesting thing is, like, you as the parent have to have an emphasis on like how much the kid is loved and how much you're
Yeah.
going to work to be supported there,
Yeah.
and supporting there, because I feel like, especially in an African context, like I know people who have literally hid their pregnancy until the baby was already out of them,
Yeah.
and that's because they're a single parent. That's because the baby didn't come as they had planned it to come.
Yeah.
So I feel like in this context, not only like socially and psychologically, could there be more support from African families, but I don't even think it's necessarily very ingrained in like our social justice system
Yeah.
to have like welfare and care like that for
Yeah.
single parents, when there's a lot more than I think Kenya wants to admit.
Yes,
And
definitely.
everywhere around the world, let me tell you, the single mom has to work twice as hard.
Yeah.
So then they're not there as much as they would.
much.
And
because
why is it?
There is a financial deficit
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
now a one-person
Yeah.
income household, and it should be two. So of course that's going to create some other
Yeah.
issues because of that.
Why are single women like burdensome and single fathers are sexy? Can we answer that? Have you guys
Yeah,
ever heard that?
that's good.
Why is a
It's
single
true.
father like, ooh, responsible,
Yeah.
got a child, he's beautiful with that
Yep.
baby, and a single woman
Yeah.
is like, stay away from her dog.
It's
like
true.
she's gonna run you ragged. She's got a kid.
When
like,
a-
why is
because
that?
when a guy is a single parent, it's always assumed that it was a treacherous woman who ran
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
never like, you know, it could never be that he was at fault.
Yeah.
You know, it could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know why that happens, but we want to change that. We want to change that narrative, and
Yes.
we've got a fantastic woman here today who's changed that narrative. She's a fabulous single mom. She is a police officer, and she's out of being struck in traffic. Join us.
Please.
It's none other than. It's none
Let her
other than
run,
Emma
let her run.
Brenda.
Yes. So you guys know her because she is, like, her face is kind of everywhere.
Yes.
Right? Her face is everywhere. And we're going to talk to her about her life, how she feels about breaking the internet, the Kenyan internet.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us in the traffic.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I am so sorry for that.
Listen,
Okay.
I had to go on a border to get to work.
What?
So,
Yeah.
yep, in
Things
this
are
in
thick.
this drizzling rain, we
understandable.
understand as far as the traffic.
And I was at work.
Huh? You were as well. Look, she made work and she made the show.
And she changed.
Does not
Look
really
at her.
matter. For those people who don't have Instagram or the internet, introduce us. How did you get in the limelight? How did you get to be where you are?
Well, should I go all the way
Yes.
back? I always wanted to become a police officer. My dad is a police officer, but I didn't grow up knowing I want to. It was just like after a couple of years. When I was in class 6, I was torn between being a lawyer. I loved music, and then my dad. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll probably figure this out when I'm in high school. Went to high school. Still was very passionate about music. Then in Form 2, Form 3, that's when I was like, you know what? I think I know what I want to do with my life. I want to give back to my community. I want to be better than my dad. Not that he was bad,
But you can
But
be
that's
better.
the goal.
but I wanted to be better. And I found my purpose. And I wanted to serve and bring significance back in my community and show my dad, you know what? I could do better than what I saw, because I was raised in a police line.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I don't like this. I think we can change this. I think I can change that. But
Yeah.
it had to start with me.
Yeah. So how many years now have you been in this profession?
5 years.
5 whole years.
Five
Do you think you've been able to be that change you wanted
As a person,
as a police officer?
as a police officer, yes. Yes. For me, it's not. I'm never defined by what I do.
Super.
But as, who is Emma? Not Emma the cop, not Emma Mama Lanisha, or Emma the tags that have been given. Oh,
Yeah.
prettiest cop, beauty with brains. No. Not the tags, but who am I?
Yes.
Really, as a person, I'm
Yeah.
a child of God.
Yeah.
And I can do great. I can prosper even in my job, outside my job, anywhere. I have a purpose. I was born for a reason.
Yeah.
And so I have to work towards that.
Yeah.
Not being
Awesome.
defined by a uniform or somebody or someone said or what people think.
Yeah.
No.
But you have to kind of admit that, let's be honest, there is a certain stigma and view of Kenyan police officers. Let's
Yeah.
be
Especially for
real.
drivers.
definitely.
Sorry, sis.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, but obviously you have been well received by the younger generation. So why do you think that is, and sort of how do you plan to use that influence to, like, is it a goal of yours to change the idea of what a Kenyan cop is?
Before I joined,
Right now.
no,
Yeah.
let me take you back.
Okay.
Before I joined
Yeah.
the service, I knew what the kind of person I wanted to be in the service.
Yeah.
And because I didn't grow up seeing one example, I wanted to become the example.
Right.
So I put in the work. I got some backlash, name calling.
Of
But
course.
that goes back to, Emma, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you defined by what they're saying? But the goal was to inspire, motivate, and touch a life by sharing my story, my bits of my life,
Yeah.
and be like, okay, fine. If I inspire one girl or two girls that I have received positive feedback as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm in school doing criminology. How did you get to where you are?
Yeah.
I'm like, I am still becoming. I am not yet there,
Super.
but this is how
My
I
journey's not
started.
over.
Yeah.
This is how I started, and you're on the right track. Some
Awesome.
people even know.
On
Yeah.
the feedback, somebody asked, how do you balance being a mom and being cop, and of course being the internet sensation that you are?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's all time management. I know where I'm supposed to be. And when I go home, I know who I am as a parent.
Yeah.
And me as a person. So when I'm supposed to be at work, I give it my 120% when I'm at work.
commit.
When I come back home, I'm Mama Lanisha.
Yeah.
And then I have me time.
Yeah.
That's maybe when I'm not working over the weekends.
Yeah.
And I tell my mom, okay, fine, just take her like, Saturday, I want to do maybe my hair or read a book. I want to unwind. I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I've had support.
I'm so sorry to cut you short. We don't have enough time to ask you all the questions that we wanted, and we are really devastated because we seem to be
We'll have to have you
completely
back.
out of time. So we're gonna find some other time to bring Emma back. As you can hear, she's super inspirational, and so many people are really pushing for her. So we are going to see you guys tomorrow, Thursday at 9 p.m. here for tea time. But we will have Emma back another day to ask more questions. So until then, my name is Lydia KM. That's at Lydia KM on Instagram.
My name is Dana DeGrazia. That's at Hustle Goddess on Instagram.
And my name is Naomi Wamboy, WAMBOE, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
They're beautiful guests.
Yes.
Emma Brenda Njiro, my Instagram handle at Brenemi, Facebook Emma Brenda Njiro.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Good night. Stay warm.
Yeah.